Hey guys, how you going? Let's get into some more news. Okay, Dubai is flooded apparently. I don't know if anyone's seen Elon's rocket breaking the firmament. Watch the water, biblical flood. But I have... Wow. Dubai is flooded. Apparently we're going to have rain for the foreseeable future here where I am as well. And we have two storms meeting. I don't know, one from the south, one from the north. Not sure what's going on there, but we're in for rain for over a week. Tin FQIL, tinfoil. This video has been taken down on nearly every platform. I wonder why. Now guys, make up your own mind about this. Okay, I'm not 100% sure, but this is what it sounds like. So what I want to know is what you think. Do you really think this is him? Is it possible? I mean, I hope so. Okay, 9 News Sydney said Harris Park in Sydney's west, which is right next to Parramatta, has been crowned Australia's first Little India, amid excitement in the community over the visit of PM Narendra Modi? PM of what? India? Lizzie Pearl speaks with the new Lord Mayor of Parramatta, Samir Pandey, about the significance of the move. What on earth is Parramatta doing voting Samir Pandey in as Lord Mayor of Parramatta? This is crazy. And what they're doing is they're turning Harris Park into it's not very nice. That's all I'm going to say. Rubbish everywhere, people on the street selling food out of little trucks. It's actually crazy. So we've got like little pockets all over Sydney. We've got Chinatown in Sydney. Now we've got Little India. We've also got places where Muslims are, that white people cannot walk down the streets or they'll get heckled and God knows what else, harassed. But anyway, hey, multiculturalism, eh? Look, it works if people want to blend in with the rest of the people, but when they start having their own little suburbs, I think we have a problem. Declaration of Memes said many schools used to have rifle teams and students brought guns to school. No one shot anyone. No, and I bet you they were very polite too. Amuse said the J6 committee tried to cover up the fact that this is what really happened. The Democrats' top lawyer connected to media matters is Ray Epps' lawyer. This isn't a coincidence. Remember Ray Epps?
Yeah, well,
just saying. Come on.
We're far beyond that. We're far beyond that. Oh, yeah. You know that.
I know.
In fact...
Sorry, guys, that was really loud. I did turn my volume down, but God knows what happened there. Sorry. Australian News said, what's your first thought when you hear the name John Howard? Well, when I hear the name John Howard, I think of the disarmament of Australia. That's what I think. Howard ashamed over treatment of Jewish community in Australia. Why did the Jewish community leave Israel then? Is that because it's possibly not safe there? I'm just asking a question, that's all. I'm on no one's side on this war. I don't believe it should be happening, and it sounds like another Ukraine to me. So, yeah, I'm just not on anyone's side. I want it to stop. I'm sure everyone else does too. But I believe that's what is happening is that area is being cleaned out. That's what I think's happening. But that's not what we're seeing, but that's... I believe what's happening. Declaration of Memes said no uterus, no opinion on abortion. Okay, well, no guns, no opinion on gun laws. There you go. How's that? How's them apples? I think that's a fair trade. Chicago One Ray said RT, if you want Ray Epps to finally be charged for knocking down barricades and inciting a crowd to go into the Capitol. Why hasn't Epps been charged by the FBI? Because he's either an asset or he works for them. Or the CIA, maybe. He works for someone. Maybe Nancy Pelosi. People are calling for Nancy Pelosi to be held accountable for J6. The Trump train breaking. Maricopa County Selections Department has admitted they improperly certified the voting machines that failed on selection day. Do you think Donald Trump and Kari Lake may have won Arizona? I think it's highly possible. Stephen said, Paris now. Australia's future if Labor keeps bringing 600,000 third world migrants a year. With Labor, our kids will be living in high-rise slums. Press heart if you've had enough of Albo and his oligarchy friends. Yeah, this is what Harris Park starting to look like. This is what a place in Australia is starting to look like already. I'm sorry, but this is... Unless you're going to blend in with the community where the country you're headed into, you shouldn't be allowed. I'm not talking about food and stuff like that. That's fine. Open a restaurant, mate. But don't turn it into what you left. Philip Seuss said it's not a disgrace our homes are being sold off to foreign buyers. This should never be allowed to happen, let alone during a housing crisis. They really hate you. This is Sydney. Or it looks like Sydney. It might be Melbourne for all I know. But look at all these people. Look at them all really closely, because Aussies are being priced out of buying homes. Mick and the Gong said did some shopping, used the paper shopping bags as plastic bags are banned. Scanned carrots wrapped in plastic, scanned mushrooms wrapped in plastic, scanned milk contained in plastic, scanned cream and pasta wrapped in plastic, and paid with a plastic card. Evil plastic, but yet we're not allowed. We don't have plastic bags here in Australia anymore. They're not allowed. People complained. Oh, and straws, plastic straws. You have to have paper straws or cardboard straws. Okay? But everything else is wrapped in plastic. Everything you buy in the supermarket is wrapped in plastic. If you buy a box of cereal, on the inside it's wrapped in plastic. If you buy a packet of pasta or a packet of anything, it's plastic. Oh my goodness. Rachel at Trump One said, coincidence? I don't think so. If you think it's a coincidence that Jeffrey Epstein's lawyer became a federal judge and that very same judge of thousands of judges was the person to sign off on the Mar-a-Lago search warrant, you haven't been paying attention. Jackie Meek pointed down, said a simple question. If Islam is so fantastic, why do Muslims seek refuge in Christian countries? Isn't it interesting? Just ask a question and the thoughts that come up after it. Clandestine said Media Matters and the ADL are launching a coordinated PR attack on Elon in an attempt to subvert the free speech movement on X. Why? Because we're destroying the legacy media and the information space. Their lies don't work anymore. This has exactly zero to do with anti-Semitism. They're trying to... Okay, this is Wikipedia. Elon Musk is a businessman, investor, and far-right conspiracy theorist, they're calling him now. Musk is the founder, chairman, CEO, and chief technology of SpaceX. He is not right-wing. Definitely not far-right. It's just a smear. Anyone who's slightly right of the very far left are right-wing, far right-wing. DC Drano said it's got to be hard to keep lying about J6 being worse than 9/11 when all these Hamas supporters are attacking the White House gates, the halls of the Capitol, and the doors of the DNC. 10 times harder now that the J6 tapes are getting released. And Jack Pozo said, so all the tech heads have dinner with Xi Jinping and the next day they pull out of ads on X. Are you paying attention yet? Coordinated effort. Shadow of Ezra said all the advertisers who left X, Twitter today, supported forced jabs. They supported the Ukraine. They are linked to Jeffrey Epstein. They want a major war in the Middle East. Sorry, I had a hiccup. Come on, man, said here we go again. Labor telling us they can't re-detain these 93 criminals and 340 more are set to be released. Remember, Labor told us they couldn't stop the boats as well. Labor told us you couldn't detain illegal immigrants. Labor have no ability to keep Australia safe. Absolutely none. God help us. Texas Lindsay said the following companies have lost their minds and suspended X advertising effective immediately: Apple, Disney, IBM, Lionsgate, NBC, Discovery, Paramount, Warner Brothers. These companies do not believe in supporting the most important human right of all, free speech. There you go. Donald J. Trump News said, breaking: Donald Trump calls for single-day voting, paper ballots, government-issued voter ID in all future elections. Do you support this? If yes, I'll follow you back. I do support it, and so does Marjorie Taylor Greene. Donald J. Trump News said, do you agree that Nancy Pelosi was the mastermind behind January 6th Capitol riot? Yes or no? Again, if yes, this person will follow you back. Well, I do believe that's what's happened. I believe she may have been on the phone to Ray Epps that day. Ian Miles Chong said wait till you see this one. A trans person gets mad because their date flipped after finding out she was a biological he. Are you ready for this? This is crazy. I'm going to make this big because it's crazy. Okay, let's have a little test and see how the volume is.
Alright, so cheers to tricking that fucking dumbass nigga. Should I do? Should I break the TV? This is for all trans women in the world to get this suspected. That's a bottle right now. Who wants to fuck with the dog? Just shove it. let me shove the towel onto it. Hold on. Bitch, I'm a dumbass fucking everywhere. How? Fucking wall. I'll rip this out of the fucking wall. Rip that out of the fucking wall. Bitch, give me the fucking phone home. Give me the phone home. Bitch. How ass bitches. How asshole. We need more shit in the fucking toilet, bitch. Let's put the phone in there, too. Let's put everything in your house. Break this up fucking wall. I can
Okay, number one, the person was obviously drunk because you could hear the slurred speech. Number two, I think they need mental help more than anything. And number three, it doesn't matter how hard you try, you cannot become a woman. I am so sorry about that, but that is the truth. This is a really severe mental health issue. That's what I see. You can let me know what you think down below. Ariel said, what's up next? ISO 20022, Iraq reinstatement, election overturned, the flight logs. Global Gold Monetary Fund, Iraq removes the USD, J6 investigation, the election primaries. Are you tired of winning yet? Il Donaldo Trumpo said, maybe it's time to release the flight logs. I do believe that it is time. Okay, Don LeCrae, breaker of narratives, developing. This transgender man from Germany went to Dubai dressed in a hijab to allegedly advocate for gender equality. Mate, this is not going to go well for you. Do you understand what you are doing? Let's have a listen.
Guck mal die Architektur an, die jetzt immer besser zum Vorschein kommt, weil die Sonne einfach nur noch anders wirkt und nicht mehr so viel Sonne von oben.
This could turn out really bad for that person. Anywho, Raw News Alert said, breaking: extreme neo-Nazi group called the Blood Tribe has been spotted marching on the streets carrying swastika flags. Oh, are the FBI at it again, are they? Numerous witnesses are reported seeing a group of roughly 24 individuals wearing full red shirts with black pants, carrying and waving swastika flags as they gathered outside the Wisconsin Capitol. then marched down downtown Madison, Wisconsin this Saturday afternoon. This group is reportedly called the Blood Tribe, an extreme neo-Nazi group known for their extreme political views and behaviours. What's the bet that half of them are FBI?
Look at these bumbling retards. Probably don't even know.
That's fucking shit.
Okay, classic FBI anyway, with the masks all over their heads and the black, looks like boots. Some of them have boots, some of them have runners on. And you can let me know what you... It's being ran and staffed by the FBI. Someone else said it. Good stuff. Aren't these the guys that endorsed Joe Biden? Uh-oh. Florida Nazi Party just endorsed Joe Biden. Oh my goodness. Let's have a listen.
Christopher, there's a presidential race going on right now. Are you going to vote in 2024? What do you think's going to happen with
My vote is useless. I think Biden's better than Trump because he sends rockets to Ukraine.
Christopher, there's a president.
What a half-wit. Yeah, the same group with the same clothing and everything. I reckon it is. I really do. Just looking at it and watching their little march and how they chant and everything reminds me of the FBI. And Wokeness said the people who protested on the election on January 6th are probably the most armed civilian demographic on Earth. A crowd with 120,000 of the most active Trump supporters all descend on DC together. Most of them were from the rural areas, tons of veterans. The vast majority of them likely all have all types of guns, including AR-15 stashed at home. And somehow not a single gun was fired or even pulled. Yet the regime wants you all to believe that this is somehow a violent attempt to overthrow our democracy. Yeah, well, that's exactly it. They're trying to hold it up, but it's falling over on them. It's not working. Okay. Earth is flat, space is fake, said. Someone stop this see you in the NT before he drowns us all, effing retard. Because apparently this is what happened when Elon fired a rocket up. That's why people think that now Dubai is flooding and Australia's about to get over a week's worth of rain. Who knows? Maybe it was a weather bomb. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Anyway, you guys can let me know what you think of this down below. What do you think happened? It's very interesting, I'll tell you that. Genghis Khan said the chickens have come home to roost for the Jews, Elon. So if you guys are not understanding what happened in the last 72 hours, I'm going to analyse it and give you my take. Basically, the Jews shit the bed or in their own nest, depending on how you say it where you live. How did they do this? Let me explain in depth. Israel controls the governments and therefore the foreign policy of every major Western country globally. This is the reason why they can oppress and brutalise their neighbours unchecked by the media or the United Nations, all the while living in a total apartheid state. They control both these organisations and restrict criticism of themselves above all else. But this control is not enough for Israel. They want more. They want these Western countries brought to their knees. So what you've been witnessing over the last decade is the method of flooding the West with migrants from third world countries by George Soros on behalf of Israel. Britain, the USA, Sweden and others are all feeling overwhelmed right now as their welfare systems crumble under the weight of uncontrolled immigration. We in the West have watched this happen to our countries and witnessed firsthand our standards of living go down the toilet as inflation skyrockets. Food becomes scarcer and civil infrastructure crumbles around us due to maintenance stopping. We could do nothing because our elections are rigged and the people in power who represent us are owned either via blackmail or bribed by Israel and do as they are told. What are they told? Let them eat cake. But now we have a problem for Jews worldwide in the West. Gaza. What has happened in Gaza has angered the world and exposed Israel as the brutal oppressor in the region. There is no hiding who they are any longer. We see them, but guess what? So do all the millions of illegals that flooded into our countries. They see them too. They've always seen them. Now the Jews have a big problem. The Western countries where Jews live have always been considered a safe haven for them to live. We are, after all, the civilized countries, right? The Jews feel safe and protected here living amongst us and all our law and order. But as our countries are flooded with migrants, our law and order suffers too. It also begins to become overwhelmed. In other words, the protectors of the Jews in Western countries are now becoming too busy to protect them because they're on migrant control. The very same migrants that are in crowds worldwide baying for Jewish blood, baying for blood in the West. The migrants were never flooded in to do this. They were flooded into our countries to overwhelm, weaken and destroy us. But now, because of what Israel just did in Gaza, they are saying, well, let's start with the Jews first. It's a self-own that the Jews, like Ben Shapiro, did not see coming. He lives in America, not Israel, because he feels safer here than there. All the Jews in the USA and Britain and elsewhere do because they feel safer in the Western countries. But they literally flooded their own sanctuaries with their most hated and violent enemies. They thought these guys would come after us. But now they're horrified to see, unlike in Israel, where they have the apartheid states set up with massive walls and military to protect Jewish settlements in the West, they have no such protection. This is why they are freaking out. This is why people are painting their doors with the Star of David. They are being chosen, not by God this time, by Muslims living in the West. The Jews now realize there is nowhere to run. Elon simply pointed this out. He is not threatening them in any way. He's just saying, don't cry about a situation you caused yourself by flooding your own adopted countries with millions who despise you, then dropping bombs on their families back in the Middle East. What did you think would happen? You shit the bed, people of Israel, now sleep in it. That is apparently what has happened. Okay, now most people know that Israel controls a lot in the world, and I believe there are innocent Jewish people that have probably fled their countries and come to places like Australia, the UK, the US, and are now finding they're not safe because of their government and what their government does. So you can let me know what you think about this down below, but I'm more in agreement with this than anything else that's happening. I really think, okay, they've moved to places like Australia and that, but their own government has continued to bomb these other places around them, which has sent immigration coming to these countries as well. And now, oh well, we're going to find out. We're going to see what happens. Okay, Maverick X said, what's that? And by the way, I do not condone violence on any side. Right, there seems to be a crease here. Okay, a strange crease. Who is this? That's not Beyonce, is it? Oh, look. That's a bit of a rough neck there, doll. Seriously. Yeah, it looks like it's fake boobs. Yep, look at that. Is it Beyonce? Hang on. I don't know. A boob suit. This don't make sense. Oh, wow. Wow. Actually, it's just clear mesh to hold the fabric in place. A lot of couture dresses have that in different exposed body parts from shoulder. Nothing weird. Oh, really? I I don't think so. It doesn't look like that. Look close up. I mean, it might be a string or something, but no. I don't know. You can let me know what you think about this down below. Fletch17 said J6 tapes released and everyone is now jumping ship from X advertising and stars are threatening to leave if Trump is elected. And people are committing suicide or dying at an alarming rate, not seeking re-election. Connected? Meanwhile, Trump's gag order is removed and all lawsuits to stop him from running have failed. Nothing can stop what's coming. Peppy. Keck. Keck means LOL, okay, in Peppy language, I believe. Green Lives Matter said thread, Playboy Mansion and Epstein Island. How the Playboy Mansion and Epstein Island use a playbook of sex, hidden cameras, tunnels and blackmail to put the world under the thumb of a hidden cabal. Many don't realise the CIA has been in the business of blackmail for far longer than Epstein Island. In the wake of P. Diddy's recent assault allegations, I decided to dig up what we found on him many months ago and the dark web of celebrities caught in the mix. Let's dig in. Okay, Playboy Mansion, Epstein Island, tunnel systems, hidden cameras, playbooks designed to blackmail and coerce. Hefner's valet. Hefner taped everything in his bedroom and many men and stars and athletes had relations with these girls. Most of the time Hefner never participated. He thought of himself as a film director. He didn't want to be on the tapes, he wanted these girls and the stars. Can you imagine after he had all these tapes what power he had over these men? Ex-Playboy Bunny, he had tapes on everybody.
First time I looked up at the two screens he had for the TV in the bedroom, and I realized it was me. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? And when we started bringing other people into the bedroom, some girls had the same reaction, like, whoa. And he would do the, oh, well, I can turn it off. If it's not okay, I'll turn it off. And they go, oh no, yeah, would you turn it off? And he would, and then he'd say, now we can just see it. That's all it, we're just seeing it, we're not recording. And maybe a week later or a couple days later, all of a sudden, there's the tape. You told her that you weren't recording this. She goes, you think I really stopped it? So he did it anyway. And he had tapes on everybody.
Hefner taped everything in his bedroom. And many men and stars and athletes came into the bedroom and had sex with these girls. Most of the time, Hefner never participated. He just watched. He was a voyeur. He would stage them. He thought of himself as a film director. He didn't want to be on the tapes. He wanted these girls and the stars. But many of the girls were devastated after what they were expected to do, what they were forced to do. Well, can you imagine after he had all these tapes of you having sex with different girls, what power he had over these men?
Exactly. Blackmail power. Former Epstein victim told reporters that Epstein had extensive surveillance inside his home that included tiny pinhole cameras. Just imagine how much blackmail he could ascertain over the years, especially if people that he was trafficking to didn't know about these cameras. Do you see the similarities between Playboy Mansion and Epstein? Because you should. I looked at the cameras and I saw toilet, toilet, bed, bed, toilet, toilet, bed. It was very obviously they were monitoring private moments. Not only did Epstein have extensive tapes on every single person he was trafficking to, but he also had an underground tunnel system on Epstein Island and his Zorro Ranch located in New Mexico. What was he using these underground tunnels for? I think you can imagine how dark this rabbit hole really goes. The Sun reported that all of Epstein's residences had these mechanical rooms and tunnel systems. I know because Epstein told me. These rooms were enormous, bigger than houses. I have no idea why anyone needs so many computers in one room. There were pinhole cameras to record everything on every estate. The cameras were ubiquitous. You couldn't see them unless they were pointed out to you. There were rumours circulating that Jack Nicholson and Warren Beatty had underground tunnels connecting their houses to the Playboy Mansion. Upon further research, it appears as if those rumours may have been true. Some say the tunnels were shored up in the late 1980s. Jack Nicholson and Warren Beatty have tunnels connecting their homes to the Playboy Mansion. In a post matter-of-factly titled "So There Were Tunnels to Celebrity Homes Below the Playboy Mansion," a Playboy.com staffer claims that while pulling archive photos in preparation for Hugh Hefner's April 9th birthday, he uncovered some Polaroids from 1977 that showed a large excavation project at the mansion. Upon asking the Playboy Mansion's general manager about the mystery project, the staffer said he was told that Hefner built tunnels in the late 70s, linking his Holmby Hills Bunny compound to other celebrity homes. And these are the plans. You had stairs and a tunnel underneath. Okay. I just read that one. But get this, the man who was just accused of sexual assault, P. Diddy, openly had a house that had underground tunnel. Yes, you heard me correctly. And he was a neighbour to the Playboy Mansion. It seems as if many of these people have things to hide, given they gather in dark places. The property included a pool and grotto connected by an underwater tunnel, a 35-seat theatre, a wine room and a steam room, massage room, beauty salon in a separate structure on site. According to TMZ, with his new address, Diddy will now be a neighbour to the Playboy Mansion and the equally infamous The Manor, which has a climate-controlled attic that's the same size as Diddy's new place. You're going to think I'm making this up, but shortly before Epstein was caught, he shipped about a $100,000 cement truck to his island and began to cover up evidence. I remember that. What was he filling with cement? I would suggest to you that it was, in fact, some kind of tunnel system hidden beneath the temple at the top. What were they doing under there? Few likely know. Exclusive. Jeffrey Epstein shipped a $100,000 cement truck to Pedo Island 3 weeks before damning expose was released, paying for machine up front so it would arrive quicker, as experts say he could have literally covered up evidence. Okay, to his Caribbean island. Epstein sent the machine with an express bill of lading, an unusual and expensive way of shipping an item so that it arrives quickly. The 66-year-old who didn't kill himself on Saturday was in such a hurry that he paid for the machine up front so it would arrive sooner. 3 weeks later, the Miami Herald published its expose on Epstein on November the 28th, which eventually led to Epstein being arrested in July. Shipping experts told Daily Mail TV the possibility that it was used to literally cover up evidence cannot be discounted. Other items sent to Epstein was a tile and carpet extractor that weighed 191 pounds and was sent to his New York home from the US Virgin Islands on March the 11th. You can clearly see the making of Epstein's underground tunnel system from the footage we have. Remember, the mainstream media tried to claim that this occult temple was actually just a gym where they worked out? Let that sink in. The mainstream media is complicit in this cover-up. What was hidden with the island? What were they doing? Well, there were underground entrances. Just so you know. Another one. A door into the hill. Entrance to the underground tunnel. Tunnel entrance, another one. And yet another one. Okay. Did Epstein use similar playbook to Hugh Hefner, and if so, who crafted this playbook for them? Are they merely cogs in a much greater scheme? Sex is a powerful incentive, a way to honeypot and draw people, to put them under your thumb. What if governments were in on it? Remember this, Acosta was asked if Epstein was an intelligence agent after Jeffrey had received a sweetheart deal, and he certainly couldn't deny such accusations. In fact, he said there's been reporting to that effect that Epstein was an intelligence asset. The truth is that Epstein was an intelligent agent, and our own governments are complicit in trafficking. Perhaps Hefner himself was an intelligence asset, given he was using an extremely similar playbook to Epstein. I would just about say yes, that is true. I would say it's true. Okay, I wanted to see if I could find any ties to Hefner and the CIA. For starters, if he was an alumni of the University of Illinois at Chicago. Some noteworthy alumni include Hugh with Playboy and 2 from YouTube. Well, it looks like there were some ties that had formed between UIC with the CIA. Now, this is recent, but it says it will further the partnership, implying a history. The alumni of the university have created companies and products such as Netscape Communications, AMD, PayPal, Playboy, National Football League, Siebel Systems, Mortal Kombat, CDW, YouTube, THX, Oracle, Lotus, Yelp, Safari, Firefox, WW Granger, Delta Airlines, Beckham Instruments, BET and Tesla Motors. CIA kicks off signature school program at the University of Illinois, Chicago. The Central Intelligence Agency kicked off its signature school program with a ceremony at the University of Illinois at Chicago, a public university with more than 30,500 students, 15 colleges and a hospital and health sciences system. The program will further the partnership between the CIA and UIC by creating more opportunities for students and faculty to engage with CIA officers to learn about employment opportunities. UIC is the 4th university to join CIA's Signature Schools program. Wow. As part of CIA's recruitment strategy to attract qualified, diverse applicants, CIA selects universities to serve as signature schools. These schools host a range of recruitment activities to build sustainable relationships between CIA personnel and university staff and students, ensuring CIA maintains contact with skilled applicants from a range of cultures and black backgrounds. UIC joins the City University of New York, Baruch College, Florida International University, and the University of New Mexico in the Signature School program. Okay. Yep, that's pretty much what I've just read. I found some interesting ties as well with Hefner, a company who's connected to Twitter and Facebook CIA made. Equity firm RISV, Traverse Management, apparently. The situation dates back to 2011 when private equity firm RISV Traverse Management, in partnership with Hefner, bought Hefner's company Playboy Enterprises, which in turn owns Playboy, and took it private for about $217 million, but Hefner didn't actually put up the money, nor did he sell his stock. RISV Traverse said we work closely with management teams to grow unique platforms. I'd say they don't have any link to them anymore. Suhail Rizvi, founder CIO. Mr. Rizvi is co-founder and chief investment officer of Rizvi Traverse Management. He has over 26 years of private equity investing, operations and management experience. So ways to launder money. That's what I'm thinking. Suhail is co-founder and chief investment officer of Rizvi Traverse Management. He's a Bachelor of Science in Economics from the Wharton School of the University of Pennsylvania and sits on the Wharton Undergraduate Executive Board, a venture capitalist. His investments include Twitter, Facebook, Flipboard and Square. Due to his large stake in Twitter, both personally and for other investors, he was the subject of media scrutiny at the time of Twitter's IPO. He is notoriously private. I'm sure he is. In 2011, Rizvi took Playboy Enterprises private, but what was more interesting is that Hefner didn't keep much money to himself. It's almost as if he were just a mere puppet in a much greater scheme, given the company's close ties to Facebook and Twitter. He became a glorified employee of the Playboy Enterprises, Hugh Hefner did. He didn't put up money for the sale and simply gave his stocks to the equity firm on a few conditions. The first being he'd get a salary of $1 million a year, and secondly that he'd be allowed to live at the Playboy Mansion for practically nothing, $100 a year, until his death. Board controlling interest in International Creative Management, a talented agent with A-list roster of movie stars. Okay, back to Playboy Mansion neighbour P. Diddy. Rachel Chandler is infamous for her connection to Epstein Island. Many say that she was a handler for many of the poor lost souls trafficked by her constituents. Rachel is allegedly pictured here on Lolita Express with none other than President Bill Clinton, a frequent flyer of said island. So you've got her here. She's 14 here. It says it here. And someone wrote prime age. Oh my God. Okay, there she is with Clinton, Eminem, and whoever this person is. Ah, he's familiar, but I can't place the name. Anyone could help me in the comments? Here he mentions buddy Leonardo DiCaprio and how he enjoys going to the Caribbean. Does the Caribbean ring a bell to you? Why, yes, that's exactly where Epstein Island was located. Leonardo DiCaprio is thought to be a CIA agent or asset. Allegedly, apparently. Crib time. While talking about being a father of 6 kids, inviting Leonardo DiCaprio to his white party in 2018, deciding not to run for president in 2020, the rap icon walked around the spread. Dreamy Diddy likes to relax in the Caribbean and even gave an update on his butler Farnsworth Bentley. He's doing great. Can we have an invite too? The star had an announcement. The white party's coming back this year for charity. He added he wants to invite Leonardo DiCaprio, but did not say why. Diddy, neighbour to the Playboy Mansion and frequent visitor to the Caribbean, but which island? St. Barth's Island? St. Barth's in Island, frequently visited by the rich and famous, including infamous deep state player Chrissy Teigen. Combs is a regular visitor to St. Bart's, spending last Christmas and New Year in June on rented yachts off the coast of the island. A beginner's guide to St. Bart's. There's a reason why celebrity models, socialites and it girls like Bella Hadid, Jessica Alba and Chrissy Teigen consistently retreat to the tropical paradise of St. Bart's. I would have liked more on that, but anyway. Distance from St. James to St. Barth, from here to here, apparently. Gustavia. 215 kilometres distance from Little St. James to St. Bartholomew. Honeypots seem to thrive in the darkness and seclusion, such as on islands and in the darks, tunnels and secrecy. We the people deserve to know the truth and to know what happened on that island and in the midst of these people. One day the truth will come out for the world to see. Why are these people so obsessed with tunnels and hidden cameras? You'll have to ask that question for yourself. Certainly the mainstream media and those complicit in these crimes will not do so for you. For there is nothing hidden that will not be disclosed, and nothing concealed that will not be known or brought out into the open. And there was another one on Peter Nygaard, the Canadian Jeffrey Epstein's quest for immortality and his crimes against women and children. I won't read that today, but I might bookmark that one. Okay. And then we have this. Lala Mocha said, are you all seeing this? You ready for it? Oh, not working today. Okay, it's not working. It was working yesterday. It was a countdown. Try deleting my cookies. Oh my goodness, hang on a sec, guys. Okay, well, between last night and this morning, it looks like they've taken this this site down. There was a countdown. It was 9 days from yesterday, 28th of November. I don't know. Brian Cates, political columnist and pundit, said just how massive was this mistake by Media Matters and David Brock. They tried the old playbook on somebody who knows all about how they've used this tactic to smear other companies. Elon Musk and his tech staff were able to instantly suss out exactly how Media Matters invented their anti-Semitism evidence. Understand this civil litigation's not going to be he said, she said, far from it. Elon and his tech staff are going to have the logs, the documented records, the IPs, how the content was manipulated, the whole 10 yards. How effing stupid was this? They came onto Elon's servers using Elon's app where they were being watched by Elon's staff, and they tried to pull a fast one, then coordinate a massive exodus of advertisers from the platform based on the fraud. Brock and Media Matters are quickly going to try and settle. They can't have this case go to court. The digital forensic evidence X has is damning. They can't have it come out in a courtroom. They're going to come running to kiss Elon's feet and throw cash at him. Watch it happen. Well, Elon's already taking them to court. He's already said that Monday morning he's going to take them to court. Okay, concerned citizen said SpaceX launched today. What do you see? Q watch beginning to end. Okay, let's watch what is going on here. Oh, it goes on for 2 minutes. Hang on. Okay, let's just keep watching near the end here. And is this where we see the explosion like we've seen in the first? Oh, yep, something's going on there. Over here. There it is. So what do you think happened? Did they just break the firmament? Separating the waters above from below? Okay, Heavy Snowball Choo Choo said an absolute monster. A guy who shot a pregnant woman in the head. Oh, I did read that yesterday. So that's about it for today. Okay, guys, I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and I'll see you soon. Okay, bye, guys.